Hey, good day. Welcome to another off-season review. Probably like Joseph Whitey look miserable. We're talking about the Jets. I got two A-Rod jerseys up there. These are the only Jets jerseys I have. Let's do a little fit check. I can't show you anything else other than my shirt because I'm only wearing underwear. I got my Guantanamo Bay shirt on. Locked down. And you're probably wondering, Joseph, why do you look so miserable and why are you not wearing pants? I don't want to talk about the Jets. I was supposed to do this recording hours ago. I just got done with practice, so I'm tired now. Alright. Looking at this offense, that's right, we're going straight into this. I want to get this over and done with. Looking at this offense. Quarterback, Geno Smith. Now, listen up. Geno Smith. I'm not writing him off. What? I know. Well, listen. Last year, he was in one of the worst situations in the league. And he is already walking into a much better offense with the Jets than what the Raiders had last year. So, well, yeah, actually. I'm not going to say debatable. It's not. This is better. This is a better team. The Raiders' offense last year was a generationally bad offense. This Jets team is not worse. Now, do I think Geno's going to have a good year? No, I do, but I think he's going to have a better year. So, yeah, that's all I'll say about Geno Smith. We all know about 7. He's like the old version of 9. So, and then looking at your running back room, you get Breece Hall at your starter. He's a great starter. I mean, he passes the films test. He passes the stat test. Again, he actually it wasn't as productive last year as a lot of people thought. He was obviously so productive for being on such a bad team, but there was multiple games last year where he finished with less than 3 yards per carry. Yeah, I know, shocker, and less than 3.5. And I think of a notable one, I think it might have been week 17 against the Jags, where I'm pretty sure he had like 1.2 yards per carry. So actually, let me pull up his stats real fast. I think it was about 1,050 yards. Yeah, 1,065 yards and 4 touchdowns. Now, I thought he was a little more productive last season, but I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. He was not on a good team. I mean, he obviously did have a passing touchdown as well. And receiving, this was a decent receiving year for him. Again, there wasn't really anything around him. So, I mean, yeah. Once Garrett Wilson went down, he was this offense. So his stats don't look great on paper, but they actually are good, really good stats, especially for the situation he was in. Obviously, we all know Breece Hall is a great player. Now, looking at their wide receiving core, and wow, what an upgrade from last season. So, at your 1, 2, and 3, your projected starters, of course, you have Garrett Wilson, wide receiver 1, Adonai Mitchell, and Omar Cooper Jr. Now, I know it's not a big change, but look at the start of their starters last season for wide receiver, and this is much better. Now, again, I might be crazy, but I am an Adonai Mitchell believer. I know I shouldn't be, but yeah. I mean, he was a second-round pick in 2024. I didn't actually agree with him getting traded, but I guess the Colts had to do it. So, I actually really like the look. And obviously, Omar Cooper Jr. is going to be a good rookie. So, yeah. And of course, let's talk about Garrett Wilson. Let's get him out of the way. He is very productive. I know there's kind of debates going on right now that, okay, he's overrated, he's underrated, he's top 10, he's top 15, whatever. I don't care. Because in reality, he is underrated. A lot of people see that he didn't do anything last year, and it's like, okay, he's underrated. He was hurt most of the year, and he still led the team in receiving yards with 395. I think it was 395. I literally just looked. I'll open it back up. Yeah, 395. So yeah, no, but he definitely is a good wide receiver. Would I put him top 10? Probably not. I don't think he's shown that, but he also hasn't had a QB that has been. Actually, that's not true. He did. He had Aaron Rodgers, but other than that, he hasn't really been able to show it. So I'm not going to hold that against him. And then looking at your tight ends, I actually really like this tight end room. Yeah, Kenyon Sadiq, the projected starter. And I will say a guy like Kenyon Sadiq can be a little he's kind of the definition of boom or bust. Now, obviously, as a prospect, he looked really good, but film-wise, he didn't look great, honestly. But what I think back to is I think back to Kyle Pitts, who was great film and like through the draft process. Kenyon Sadiq only has the draft process, but I don't think this was a bad pick. Now I believe he went on surgery, got surgery a few months ago, but listen, I think Kenyon Sadiq will be a very good receiving threat for this offense, whether it's Cade Klubnik. I don't know why I couldn't see his name. My eyes are very blurry. Really, they already have Cade Klubnik listed as the 2. I mean, I guess he was like a 3rd-round pick, so he was 4th round. But I mean, honestly, better than anything else they have. So I do think he could start, and of course, Geno Smith. I think either of them could be dogs. Sorry, Kenyon City could be dogs with either of them. I mean, I look back at the past few years. You have Colston Loveland, Tyler Warren balled out last year. And then the year before, you get a guy like Brock Bowers, who didn't really have stability at the quarterback position, like Kenyon Sadiq, and was arguably the best rookie, not just rookie receiver, just rookie. So yeah, I mean, I'm very high on Kenyon Sadiq. And then you got Mason Taylor backing him up. Now, that's what kind of confused me about the Kenyon Sadiq pick, because you already had a good tight end from the year before with Mason Taylor, who showed a lot of promise. But I'm excited to see this. I'm hoping we get to see a lot of 12 personnel. I mean, yeah, I'm excited. So, and then looking at your line. Now, listen, this is kind of an underrated part of this team. This O-line last year was actually pretty good. A lot better than people give them credit for. In terms of run blocking, they were much higher. I believe they were 11 when I looked, and they were 16 in pass blocking. I do know that. And you know, the thing about that is that, are those great numbers? No. But the thing is, you look at this, and these are all young guys. Olu Fashanu, left tackle. Armand Membu, right tackle. Josh Myers at center. Joe Tippmann at right guard. I mean, oh, I'm sorry, did I miss somebody? Oh, yes. Dylan Parham? I don't know how you say his name, I'm sorry. So yeah, I believe he's coming over from the Raiders as well. This is a very young O-line. You only replace one guy, and you bring in a young guy to replace him. So, I mean, I have no complaints about this O-line. I think this is actually a really good group of guys, good young group of guys. So, yeah, I mean, so honestly, my hopes for this team this year is switch it up last year. Like, looking at the film, they ran a lot of, like, 1 tight end sets and 3 wide receivers. But honestly, I think they might want to start looking at 2 tight ends. I mean, you get Mason Taylor and Kenyon Sadiq. Those are 2 really good players, actually. Sorry, Adam Scheffner. Oh, Vita Vea requested a trade. Oh, shit. Live reaction. I'll make a video on that after this. Oh, shit. That actually caught me off guard. I haven't been keeping up with the Bucks. That's crazy. Okay, sorry. Back to the Jets. So yeah, looking at the defense here, the Jets run a base 4-3, and honestly, shit, I don't like this defense. Now looking at your projected left edge, you got David Bailey. I like David Bailey. I actually thought he was a pretty good draft pick. Do I think he was the right pick there? Me personally, no. But I don't think it was a bad pick. And you know what? You have a defensive-oriented head coach. He went out and got the guy he has most faith in. Now, I know last year he was not a good coach. His team had 0 picks, which is absolutely crazy. But yeah, I mean, I actually like the pick. At first, I was a little upset. I was like, okay, why? But looking at the stats and film and all that, yeah, I like this pick. Then Trevondre Sweat. I like it at D-tackle. I'm a big Trevondre Sweat guy. And then you get Mazi Smith at the 2 for D-tackle. And I'm not... I don't think this should be a hot take. I am not a Mazi Smith fan. He wasn't great in Dallas at all. But... you know... I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. Oh, He was a first-round pick. I'll give him that benefit of the doubt. I don't know when he was drafted. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe 22. I think 23 though. So I think he's about 25. Yeah, I believe he was a first-round pick. So I'll give him that. He still has the upside. So I won't completely harp on that. Now Harrison Phillips at your right D tackle. Yeah. Okay. I won't say anything else. Now, Will McDonald is your right DN. Now, I am a big Will McDonald guy. I know he kind of struggles to stay on the field every now and then, but I'm a big Will McDonald guy. I love watching him on film. He is pretty good at getting to the quarterback, pretty good in the run game. I think he could take a step this year, hopefully. And then looking at your linebackers, and I'm very high on the first linebacker, as most people should be. Of course, we're talking about the Demario Davis. Now, Demario Davis, fun fact, never had a Pro Bowl or an All-Pro before the age of 30, but since 30, I believe he's had 4. And you know what? Last year he was very good for the Saints, and I think this is a really good addition, bringing him back. Now, I don't actually like that the Saints let him walk. He's one of the oldest defenders in the league, and he's just a really good voice on the defense. He's still a good player. I believe he's 37. He's 36, 37. I'm really high on him, though. So, yeah, I mean, that's one of my favorite signings of free agency. I know he's a little old. Actually, he's very old, but I'm still, this is a young defense that you're trying to get better with some veterans. I like that. I actually really like that. Now, Jermaine Sherwood, I don't know a ton about. I only watched a little bit of film with him. I'll be optimistic about him. I know he's not necessarily young, but he was only drafted in 21, so I'll try to be optimistic. Now, Kirko Maniago, I believe is his name. He is your strong side linebacker. I do not like him. Last year, he was I know he didn't play a ton, right? And he's only in his second year, but he was not good when he did play. I mean, I will say from what I saw, he didn't miss a lot of tackles, but he struggled last year when he was on the field. But he was a rookie, so I'm gonna be excited about it. Now we're gonna move to the safety room, and I'm really excited about the safety room. Now I look at my guy, Andre Cisco at safety. Oh, I love Andre Cisco, Syracuse guy. Go Orange. I love Andre Cisco. And you know what, the Jags, he was actually pretty damn good. And then last year, I guess just joining the Jets makes him bad, because he was pretty good with the Jags. And I was actually really excited to watch his film this year. But he didn't do anything. All season, he was getting burnt. I mean, and I'll actually look at his stats here. He did only play in 8 games, which sucks. Obviously, it sucks he could not stay healthy. But when he was on the field, he wasn't really doing anything to impact the game. But I love Andre Cisco. I'm hoping for a bounce back year from him. So yeah, I mean, I do think this defense will be better than last year's, because last year's they really did struggle. Even with Sauce Gardner and Quinnen Williams, they really struggled. Now looking at your free safety, you get Minkah Fitzpatrick, and I'm not big on Minkah. Last year he was pretty rough on the Dolphins, but I'll say this. It's another veteran that you get to add to this team that is full of a bunch of young guys, and he brings the experience. He's not a bad safety by any means. I'll say I'm excited to watch him, because I think he will end up being a captain on this team with Demario Davis, and I think they will kind of anchor this defense. Now looking at your left cornerback, I'm not gonna lie, I skipped over him, because I didn't want to talk about him, because I don't like him, because he's not good. Nahshon Wright is not a good player. I don't care. He was a substitution for the Pro Bowl last year, because Quinyon Mitchell didn't want to go. Cool. He's not good, though. He's just bad. Yeah, okay, he has 5 picks and 2 forced fumbles and 11 pass breakups. He let up a ridiculous amount of yards. I'm going to pull it up right now, because I fucking hate Nahshon Wright. Because I remember all the conversations this year about him and be better than Quinion Mitchell this year, and I took that personally. Go Birds. He allowed 13.7 yards per reception. He allowed 53 receptions. That's horrid. And then he allowed a pass rating of 94.7. That's crazy. Like, oh my God, he was awful. And in total, he allowed 726 passing yards on him. Wow. Now, again, I'm not a PFF guy. I've said this before, but I don't care. I'm looking at him because I don't like him. If it ever loads. 65.1. That's 48th. That's, believe it or not, that's not top, a second corner. Now, he took a lot of snaps. I'll give him that. He led corners and interceptions. That's because he was shit at coverage, so he's always getting picked on. He had only 6 pass breakups. I think I said 11, but he only had 6. He was not good last year. Let me look at his coverage grade. Again, I'm just trashing on him. Now, his coverage grade last season. Oh, I just said it. 63.4. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm upset. I don't like Nahshon Wright, and I just don't like him. I don't like him. Okay, I'm going to go to a better move now. Your other corner, your right cornerback, Brandon Stephens. I don't think he's going to be starting for very long. I'll just say that. And I'll get to who I think is going to take over his starting spot. But we'll get to that. Now, D'Angelo Ponds. Yeah, well, that was one of my favorite picks in the draft. I won't lie to you. This is my second favorite second round pick. I already told you my first, if you remember. Yeah, heck, go Hoosiers at this rate. I really like D'Angelo Ponds coming out of the draft. I'll try to save that for his draft, the draft go. But yeah, that's going to be all for the projected starters. So yeah, let's switch over to free agency. Looking at this free agency class, I don't think I mentioned him. I don't think he was a projected starter. Joseph Osai, I wouldn't go that far to say I love it, but I like it. It gets you guys better. It's definitely, it might get you better. It can't really get worse than last year with the Jets. I would say I do think maybe the contract's a bit of an overpay. $22 million guaranteed over the course of 3 years. One of my favorite offseason signings of the year, I already mentioned it, DeMario Davis. I already touched on him. I won't glaze him again. David Oyamanata, D-tackle. I like it. Again, it gets your team better. Last year, after you traded Quinn Williams, arguably bottom 5 rushing team. Now, I actually really like bringing him over. I just think that makes you better. And then you get some depth pieces. No one really worth mentioning. And then Nahshon Wright. I hate Nahshon Wright. He's awful. He's bad. Sorry, Jets fans. You guys are going to suck. Because he's going to let up 1,000 yards per game. Maybe he'll get you guys some picks, though. So, yeah, now we're going to go into coaching. Booyah. Now, starting off hot, you got Aaron Glenn, who's obviously on the hot seat. I do expect him to get fired this year. He was not a good coach last season. But maybe he can step it up this year. Now, looking at your coordinators, Brian Bucker at your defensive coordinator. He won't coach this year, obviously, because you have a guy that's so involved in the defense as your head coach. But best of luck, and I don't even want to talk about this offensive coordinator. Frank Reich. Ooh. Holy tank move. Obviously they're tanking. It's not as obvious as, I don't know, someone say the Dolphins. But yeah, they're obviously tanking. I wish that said Cisco now that I think about it. Sorry. But yeah, no, Frank Reich is a tank move. Overall, I'm not a big fan of this coaching staff at all. Not much to talk about here because they suck. Like, straight up, they do suck. Frank Reich and, of course, Aaron Glenn, they suck. No way to sugarcoat it. If they prove me wrong, prove me wrong. If Frank Reich proves me wrong, I will buy an Andre Cisco Jets jersey. making a lot of jersey promises this year, but that's just how confident I am. So yeah, let's go to draft now, and I'm gonna spoil it. I really like their draft. This is gonna be one of my favorite drafts in the entire league. I know I already gave some praise to a lot of these guys. Now, David Bailey, I already said I like him. I'm watching the film and looking at the stats. I do like him. I do actually think he's NFL ready. Kenyon Sadiq, I don't know if he's NFL ready, but I do think he could be a really good receiving option. Omar Cooper Jr., again, I think he could be a really good receiving option. I mean, he's probably going to be battling for the 2. I do expect him to start. D'Angelo Pons at CB. Oh, I just knocked my flipping camera down. I love D'Angelo Pons. If D'Angelo Pons was on any other team, he's my pick for Rookie of the Year. But he's not on any other team. I'm very in love with D'Angelo Pons at corner. But I know a few people that are. I know a few people that aren't, which is interesting. Now, Darrell Jackson Jr., you know what? Good depth. You need D-tackle depth. He probably won't start this year. He's got a lot of vets in front of him, but that's just good for him to learn, and I like it. And Cade Klubnik, I like it. You know what? Was he a great quarterback in college? Not necessarily, but they need quarterback help, and you're having him sit behind Geno Smith, who, let's not forget, a few years ago had a pretty good season. He's always had a high interception number, yeah, but in Seattle, he was pretty dang good. Now a Nance Cooper, a guard, I like it. Yeah, I know it's a late round pick, but it's good depth. I'm very excited to see this draft class. This is one of my favorite draft classes. And honestly, I think they have some of the highest rookie production in the league, potentially. I could see Darrell Jackson Jr. playing a few games. I could see Cade Klubnik getting some starts. Obviously, Kenyon Sadiq, Omar Cooper Jr., D'Angelo Pons, and David Bailey will all play because they're all phenomenal prospects and probably will be good players. And honestly, out of those first 4, I think Kenyon Sadiq was the biggest reach, but I still really like it. And those 4 picks alone make me super optimistic for this draft class. I can't believe I'm saying this. They did good. And you know, actually what? I know quite a few Jets fans. I live in New York, obviously. I've never heard them speak so highly of anything the Jets have done apart from this draft class. So yeah, I mean, not much really else to say. This is just a good draft class. Draft good football players, and you have a good draft class. And of course, they're all needs as well, except maybe Kenyon Sadiq. Right, now, time to get into their schedule. Looking at the schedule, it sucks. Do not get me wrong. Week 1, you actually start out with a game that I think could go either way. You go with the Titans. It only goes to shit from there. You get Green Bay, Lions, and Bears. Yeah. But then I will say week 5 is definitely a game you can win. It's against the Browns. It is away. But honestly, I think the Jets are a better team than the Browns this season. Patriots, Dolphins, and Raiders, I do think those are also very winnable games. Raiders maybe more 50-50 than, say, the Dolphins. And then Chiefs, Bills, Chargers, Miami again. I think, again, Miami is really the only winnable game there. Maybe you could sneak one from the Chargers or Chiefs. Maybe. Then Broncos, Cardinals, Patriots, Vikings, and Bills. Now, yeah, that's rough. But I do, again, think you can sneak 2 wins there. I think you can get the Week 18 win against the Bills. Bills will probably be resting their starters. And also, I mean, if they're not, then you're probably screwed. But I'm excited. I actually think this is a pretty good schedule for them to show off their talents. Do I think they will be a playoff team? Absolutely not. Do I think they will win most of these games? No, they will definitely not have above 500 record. But let's see. I'm going to go through and then I'll give you my predictions and then fill in their ceiling. This one's a little interesting. So this team, I have their ceiling. I know we don't really start their floor, but I have their ceiling being 7-10. I know, shocker. And for their floor, I have it being 3-15. I know that's a big difference. But I think there's a lot of 50-50 games here, and I'm gonna say I think they go 4-13. And I think that's actually good for them. Now it's obvious they are tanking, so that gets them a high draft pick. And you know what? Arch Manning, if he does good this year, maybe he goes to them. I don't know if their family would let him go there, but I mean, this is a pretty good QB class anyways, so even if he doesn't end up going there, but I'm a big fan of this. I do not think but I'm a big fan of this not because I think they're going to win a lot of games or it's an easy schedule. I'm a big fan of it because I actually think it gets to show off a lot of their players' skills. I mean, week 1, 2, 3 are not particularly great defenses, so you get to see all your young rookies on offense do good, and then you get a game like heck, even the Bears, like that's a good 4 games against some defenses. And then I look at the Browns game, the Miami game, the Raiders game, Cardinals game, and then you get to show off your kind of your defense a little. You're like your young defense, your new defense. I actually really like this schedule. If they are coached, I could see them going 7-10, but I'm gonna go shoot a little lower. So, I'm sorry, I don't have it opened. Let me just. So, looking at right now their division, I have them being second in their division. Sorry, third in their division, and the Bills make it win the division and lock their playoff spot as of right now. Obviously, the Patriots are also technically in playoffs right now, but we've only gone through, one AFC division, so technically the Jets and Dolphins are as well. So, I'll catch you with the next stuff. I will say I'm going to give you heads up. The next thing we're doing a snake order. So we're going to start at NFC, AFC, NFC. And the next team we will be doing, drum roll please, Chiefs. Oh, we're going with the Chiefs. Patty Mahomes. So yeah, spread some love today. I love you, and I'm not going to lie, I had some fun making this video. I know, shocker. I'm not a big... I think the Jets are a pretty miserable team, but I had some fun.